Hello and welcome to my first ever YouTube video. My name is Bridget and I am a lover of all things beauty, skincare, makeup, hair care, you name it. And I thought, what a better way to kick off this channel than to do a monthly favorites video. So let's kick things off with skincare. So the first product I want to share is a toner, and I hope I pronounced this correctly, but this is the Pyeongkang Yule Essence Toner. This is a Korean skincare product, and this is not a new product to me. I've actually been using this for a couple years, but I took a pause from using it, not like intentionally. I just ran out and didn't immediately repurchase it. I think I just had a lot of other products I was trying at the time. And I went I feel like 6 months without this, but I'm so glad I repurchased it. I just forgot how much I loved this toner. It is honestly probably one of the best Korean skincare products I've ever used. It just feels so nice on the skin. So it is formulated with 91% milk veg root extract. First time I had heard of that, honestly, but it is an ingredient that is anti-inflammatory and it's also rich in antioxidants. So this toner does a really great job at hydrating your skin, and it also helps to soothe any redness or irritation. It has such a nice texture to it. So it's very liquidy. It'll absorb in the skin really easily, but it just feels, I don't know if you're going to be able to tell from this, but okay, I dropped a little drop out. I don't even know if you can see it. It has like a slightly viscous consistency. I'm not sure if the camera will pick it up, but it just feels so soft and plumping on the skin because it just makes your skin so hydrated. A lot of toners, they often feel like they're liquidy, feel like water. They absorb really quickly, whereas this, it does absorb quickly and it is a liquid, but it just feels so silky on the skin. I don't know how else to phrase it, but I love this. I use this almost every day in my nighttime routine. I feel like it just adds really nice hydration. And this, I feel like, never does me wrong, and I have especially enjoyed it this past month since bringing it back into my skincare routine, and it has really helped to provide hydration and soothe my skin because my skin's been a little irritated just with the cold weather. It's been very dry. I do have sensitive skin too, so I like this product because it helps soothe any inflammation or sensitivity, and my skin, I would say, is combo. It can get dry, and definitely dry in the winter, but in the T-zone it can get a little oily. So it's always this fun balancing act of finding the right products, and winter is especially hard because my skin does feel a lot drier, but this has been a great product for that. So I highly recommend it. I already picked up a backup just to make sure I had it when I run out. Okay, this next skincare product, I did actually mention it in my January favorites if you follow me on my Instagram or on my blog, but this is the first time I'm mentioning it in a YouTube video, and I had to include it because it has still been a favorite this month. And that is the Cocokind Peptide Fine Line Eye Gel. I love this product. Right now, this is my favorite eye cream slash eye gel, and it is appropriately named an eye gel because it's very lightweight, which is so great under makeup. So I'm going to show you the consistency. It looks like a cream, and it's got a little bit of a pink hue to it. It doesn't look pink or anything on the skin. So it is a cream, so you get that hydration, but just it thins out so nice, so quickly. It absorbs into the skin while still hydrating, and it, like I said, it wears great under makeup because I want my under eye to be hydrated because I'm definitely going to be putting concealer to cover up my dark circles, but if I do something that's too rich, it can kind of wear down the concealer throughout the day just because it's so hydrated under there. So it's always this sort of fine line of keeping my under eye hydrated but not overdoing it, and this is a great product for that. I also love the pump. I feel like I get like the right amount. I like having that. I'll be curious to see when I get to the end, like if I have trouble pumping out the product, but I often feel like with the squeezy tube and the pump, that can work really well because you can kind of squeeze the last bit into the pump, whereas sometimes a squeezy tube is hard to like squeeze out the last bit. I'm really enjoying it and wanted to talk kind of a little bit about the ingredients. So this does have a peptide complex in it that is supposed to help reduce the appearance of fine lines and wrinkles. It also includes ceramides, squalane, and glycerin to help hydrate the skin. So really great ingredients in here, and I do like the peptides. You know, I am focused a little bit more on incorporating peptides and some of those quote anti-aging ingredients into my routine. I feel like the eye is a really delicate area. That's an area where some of the first signs of aging appear. So having something like peptides that can help to reduce the appearance of any fine lines is great. This product, I believe, is exclusive to Ulta. I think you would get it from the Cocokind website, but it's not in other stores where Cocokind is sold. So I did get this at Ulta. Okay, the next skincare product is another pink product, which is very fitting for February, but that is the Bioma Moisturizing Gel Cream. I love the packaging of this. I love Bioma. Like so many of their products I've come to really love, and I have really been enjoying this product in the daytime. So it is a gel cream, very lightweight moisturizer. I will show you the consistency. So you can kind of see it's gel-like, and it just absorbs into the skin really easily. Hydrating but lightweight. It's actually very similar to the eye cream in consistency, and they pair really well together. So this is not a product I would use at night just because it's not rich enough for me, since I do have combination but it leans a little more dry. I like a richer cream at night. If you had really oily skin, I think you would like this product, but I think it's great in the daytime because I want something that's lighter. You know, my sunscreen that I put on every day does provide hydration, but in the winter, sometimes I feel like I just need a little extra, because obviously the sunscreen is formulated to protect against the sun. Like, that's its main purpose. It does have usually like moisturizing ingredients, but I often feel like I just need a little bit more, but I don't want something heavy. So this has been really great. It has worn well under, you know, most of my sunscreens. And this has a triceramide complex, which is a common thing you see in a lot of Bioma ingredients. It's there to help strengthen the skin barrier and hydrate the skin. This also has niacinamide to help with some brightening and green tea to help calm. So I've really enjoyed this, and I can tell I'm like close to low. It just feels a lot lighter, so I definitely need to pick up a backup. The next favorite of mine is kind of a mix of skincare and makeup. I'd probably put it more in the makeup category, so this is a good segue. And that is the Tower 28 Lip Softy Lip Balm. I actually have two. I like just picked up another shade of it. I'm obsessed with this. Dare I say this is like my favorite tinted lip balm. There are so many out there, and I have been collecting them. I can't help it. I do get like influenced whenever I see a new one. And this has been around for a little while now, but I never tried it. I don't know why. Like, I just didn't really notice it, but they launched a couple new shades. And so this is one of their new shades. This is Red Bean Mochi. And I picked it up because of that, and I really like the formula. So I went and picked up another shade, Watermelon Kiwi, which is an old, like one of their original shades. These are scented to kind of match the name. So this Strawberry Kiwi does smell like Strawberry Kiwi. It smells really good. Actually, sorry, Watermelon Kiwi. I don't know why I kept saying strawberry. I smelled it and I was like, wait, this smells like watermelon. This is Watermelon Kiwi. And it does smell like that. I feel like I'm especially gonna like this in the summer. I feel like, I don't know, watermelon, summer, and just fruity scents. But what I like about this is it feels like butter. Like, I will apply a little bit of this on my lips. It's so hydrating. It does have pretty good payoff with the tint. Obviously, like tinted lip balms, it's not the same as putting on a lipstick or even like a lip gloss. Usually those are more pigmented, but this actually feels the most like a lip gloss because I feel like I get more color payout. Now I actually had the strawberry kiwi shade on like previously, and so I put this on top, so I don't know if you can see as well like how the pigment works, but I find it to be pretty pigmented relative to other products. I mean, for example, like the Rhode lip tints, Summer Fridays, those are a lot lighter in pigment, whereas I feel like this has a little bit more, and it really feels like a gloss that's just been put in this balm because it is really glossy on the lips. It feels so creamy. Like it feels like butter. Honestly, it's not sticky at all, and it lasts pretty well, and it gives me lasting hydration. So I kind of want to pick up like more shades. Like I said, it is scented. Honestly, the red bean mochi, I don't know, it smells a little like vanilla-y. I think they have like a vanilla cake or something. There was one that's a purple shade. I think it's a newer shade. I almost got that, but then I thought, is this gonna like look good on me? But honestly, I kind of want to try them all. This has been my go-to that I've been reaching for because I do feel like I'm getting hydration, whereas with some of the other tinted lip balms, I feel like I'm picking them for the tint. Like they are hydrating. Obviously, I'm picking a lip balm, but I just feel like when my lips are really feeling it, I'm gonna go for something that doesn't have any tint to it. Like I'm gonna go for one of my just like straight lip balms, or like let's say like a chapstick or something. So I like that this gives hydration. I would really recommend this. These are, I believe these are $16, so they're actually a little bit more affordable than like some of the other ones. Like Rhode I think is like $18. Summer Fridays I want to say is in like the 24 range. I feel like this is a good value. I like the applicator too. I know that it's not like scooped like a lot of the lip balms, but I don't have any issue applying this, and I don't find that it gets messy. So I know that sometimes that's something to consider, but I feel like this is a great product. Okay, so now that we're into makeup, I'm gonna show you the next makeup product I have. I did mention this on my favorites on my Instagram for January, but these are still favorites this month, and that is the Revie Beauty blushes. This is in the shade Paradise, which is my most used shade. Ooh, so pretty. So Revie Beauty is the brand started by Allie Glines. If you follow her on YouTube, I love her. She posts such great makeup videos. And she launched Revie Beauty like maybe over a year ago. They started out with lip like sticks, and I have tried those. I do really like those. And I want to say like I don't know, in the summer of last year, they launched these blushes, and these are baked blushes. So that's why they have this kind of cool, like different shades going through them. Let me show you all of them because honestly, they're so gorgeous. This is Daydream. And then this last one is Oasis, which I will admit I am a little intimidated by because it's just so vivid, but it's so beautiful. These are such nice quality. They go on the skin so easily. They smooth out so easily, and they're so beautiful. Baked blushes, I find, do tend to look, I don't know, there's just something about how they look on the skin. I think it's because the way that they're made, they start off as like kind of like a cream, and then they are baked into a powder. So I feel like they just tend to have more pigment and more creaminess, even though it still feels like a powder and you're applying it like a powder. These also have like a really pretty luminosity to them. It's not like a highlighter or anything, but this is the shade that I have on my cheeks right now. This is Paradise, and this is the one I've been using the most because it's kind of a great mix. Like, it has a little bit of like bronzer in it. You can see a little bit of those like brown running through. So it's really perfect for every day because you get a little bit of both. I also love the brush they made with it. I didn't think I would, but I just like, I watched her like launch video and she used this and I thought, okay, let me get the brush. But usually I would use a brush like this. This is the BK Beauty Angie Hot and Flashy brush that's sort of like angled like this. Usually this was my go-to prior to trying this. Like, this really like fluffy brush, I don't know, is not what I would use for blush, and I was unsure how this would work, but it actually is perfect because it helps to really like blend and diffuse the blush out. I'm actually gonna apply a little bit of Daydream so you can see. So now I already have blush on, but it just gives the beautiful tint. It blends out so easily. You can really build it up. I've actually started using this brush with my other blushes, and I might like have converted over. I just feel like it allows me to blend my blush out really well, but choose how buildable I want it. Whereas even though I really like, I do still love this brush, it is a little bit denser, so it packs on the product a little bit more, and I feel like this just gives a more like diffused natural look. So I really recommend this brush and these blushes. They are gorgeous. Okay, my last makeup product is a repurchase that I made like at the end of, actually the beginning of February. And that is the Kosas Cloud Set Setting Powder. And I used this like back whenever it came out. I feel like it was probably a couple years ago now. And I liked it, but for whatever reason, I just didn't like reach for it that much. I feel like it came out, I don't know, maybe at a time where like I just wasn't wearing as much makeup. I don't know, but I do remember really liking the finish of it, and so I decided to pick up a new one. This is in the shade Airy, which is their lightest shade. I guess technically they do have a pink shade now, which is lighter than this, but that one's like more brightening, correcting, because they have a couple shades that are like brightening, correcting, whereas this is the original lightest shade. And this is also a baked product, and I feel like there's just something about baked products that just have such a better like life skin-like finish on the skin. But I really like using this at the very end of my makeup. So this is not what I use to set down my foundation. I use a loose setting powder. I just feel like pressed powders, I see sometimes people using them for setting their makeup, and I think if you don't really need to set your makeup down much, like if you have very dry skin and, you know, maybe you're using foundations that don't really need it. I feel like I always have to set my foundation, but I just feel like with a pressed powder, it's easy for it to get like patchy, and whereas a loose powder just works so much easier. And usually loose powders are made to be setting powders, and most pressed powders are made to be like a finishing powder. Now it depends obviously on the product, but I use this after I've like finished my whole routine, and I just put this on top kind of in the center of the face, and I feel like it just adds like a really nice smoothing. It puts in like a little extra setting lockdown of my makeup, keeping it in place, and it just finishes the whole look like a finishing powder. I also find this to have pretty good pigment, so this does work for my fair skin. I have tried, I think I got a sample once of the shade above this, and it was a little bit too dark. So if you have fair, cooler toned skin like me, definitely go for the lightest one. But this does have some pigment to it, which makes it really nice for touching up, because if your makeup is kind of fading at all, using this helps to add in a little bit more coverage. I mean, this is not going to give you coverage like, you know, powder foundation would, but there is pigment to it, so it does give like a hint of coverage. I actually like, let me see if I can find my brush. I actually like using this on my nose specifically because I don't know if anyone else struggles with this, but I feel like makeup disappears from my nose so easily. I don't know why. Like, no matter what I do, it's like, first of all, it doesn't want to stay. And then like, even if I'm not touching my nose or blowing my nose or anything, I feel like it just like wears off. I mean, it's probably the most like oily spot in the center of my face, but I like to just sometimes, like as I'm finishing my makeup, just sort of tap this over. And if I notice like the foundation is wearing off throughout the day, this is a great powder to kind of have with you in your purse and use it to touch up. So I like this. I do recommend. I know it is a little pricey. It obviously is a high-end brand, so it seems a little pricey for a finishing powder, but it is really good. And I feel like this will last you because you don't need a lot of it. And this is a pretty decent size too, and it's baked, so there is actually a lot to it before you hit the pan. Moving on to hair care. I have a shampoo and conditioner combo. This is the Dove Intensive Repair Shampoo and Conditioner. Shout out to Abby Young. If you follow like hair care, anything, I'm sure you have seen her videos. I feel like she does really in-depth reviews. She gives really great recommendations for both high-end and drugstore. And she talked about this product along with the bond repair line. So there's two lines. This is the intensive repair, and then there's a bond repair one. It sounds like the two are pretty similar, but I decided to go with this one because I feel like I've had some breakage in my hair where, I don't know, my hair's just a little bit like frizzier, but it's because of breakage. I just noticed it a little bit more than normal, and so I thought that going for this that is specifically focused on repair would be better. And then I am intrigued to try the Bond shampoo line as well because I've heard that's really good. But these are amazing. So first of all, I have to talk about the price because I bought these together in a set for like less than $8. It was like $7, I don't know, $60, $7.90 or something. That's insane because the shampoo I was using before this, way more expensive. Like I am honestly blown away by how good this is. I want to talk about drugstore hair care. I think there's been a lot of, I don't know, misconceptions. I think that sometimes it's put out by high-end brands that are honestly saying like, no, like we're better than drugstore. And you do see sometimes, I've seen a lot of accounts from hairstylists that will push a message of like, you can't, like drugstore hair care is terrible, like blah, blah, blah. And I think at the end of the day, they're educated from like professional brands. A lot of the time these salons have a partnership with a big professional hair care brand, and that's where they learn a lot. And so that's kind of what they're trained to recommend as well. I think there's just this feeling like, oh, well, because it's more expensive, it's better, and drugstore just isn't good. It has like bad ingredients, filler ingredients, mostly water, all honestly a lot of myths. And at the end of the day, it comes down to the product. Like you can't just fully categorize because yeah, there are some shampoos I've tried from the drugstore that are not good, but there's also shampoos I've tried from like high-end lines that I don't feel are good either. So I just think there's a lot of misinformation out there, but it does feel like we're on the rise, or there's a lot more attention on drugstore hair care because there are some like really great products coming out. So for like reference, I have very fine hair and it's pretty thin in that like there's not much to it. I have a little bit more volume in it right now because it's like curled, but overall pretty thin, like kind of, I guess, low density. So I'm looking for something that's not going to weigh down my hair, and that's kind of my issue with all products because it's very easy for something to just be too heavy on my hair. I was a little worried because the shampoo, when I squeeze it out, it actually kind of feels like conditioner. And I was a little bit like, oh no, is this gonna give a proper clean? Because my scalp does get like pretty oily. I do wash my hair every other day, and I'm really impressed by how well this cleansed my scalp and my hair. I think if you had like a ton of buildup, use like a detox kind of shampoo is still the route, but I would say that pretty much with any like shampoo line. But unless my hair is crazy built up, this is what I've just been using, and it's done a great job at properly cleaning. I don't feel like my hair gets oily any quicker than normal, and my roots feel so soft. Like this makes my hair feel so soft, and that's pretty like expected from a conditioner. Like this conditioner makes my hair very soft, which you kind of expect your ends to be soft if you're using the right products, but like my roots, like I noticed it where I was running my fingers and I'm like, wow, this feels so soft, without feeling like there's any weight down in it or it's going to quickly get oily. So I'm very impressed by that. I've really liked this shampoo and conditioner, and it is so cheap, but so good. So I really recommend it. Okay, so my very last favorite is another hair care product, and it's also from Dove. And that is the Dove Bond Shield 10-in-1 Serum. This is an oil. Like, you can tell, like, it looks like an oil. It has, like, oil in it. So it is basically a hair oil. They're calling it a serum, but whatever. Like, it is a hair oil. It honestly looks like I've barely used it, but I have actually been using this like all month and pretty much every other day. But as I said, I have fine hair, so I only use a pump, like, and I recently just cut my hair, so I am kind of trying to use even less. Because I have fine hair, I just usually don't apply a lot of product because I don't want it to weigh my hair down. And I also find I don't need a lot of product. This smells so good. It has like a strawberry smell. At least that's what I think of it. I don't even know if it is a strawberry smell, but anyways, the reason why I like this is it does have a bunch of benefits with this 10-in-1. It has all of these different, strengthening benefits. I mean, okay, I'm just gonna read all 10. Strengthens, boost shine, color vibrancy, moisture lock, heat protection, reduces split ends, renews bounce, detangles frizz, reduces frizz, detangles, smooths. I do agree with that. I feel like this is really great, and for an oil, it does not weigh my hair down. I can actually wear this in the daytime. So I used to be like scared of oils because I just felt like whenever I tried a hair oil, it was way too thick and it was made my hair like immediately, the ends, noticeably oily. But I have started incorporating some oils in the daytime, and this is one of them. So I usually use this on like second day hair because I find that sometimes my second day hair just like isn't as, I don't know, isn't as smooth or isn't as like hydrated. And so I will use a pump of this, run it through the ends in the second day, and it really just makes my hair feel so soft. It gives it shine and it doesn't look oily. And my hair absorbs it. It's very lightweight. It has kind of that dry oil feel, and that is a great find for fine hair. So I really recommend this. I am obsessed with the smell. It smells really good. It doesn't like linger. So if you are sensitive to smells, you don't have to worry about it lingering, but if you don't like the smell, I just don't know that you want to put it on your hair regardless. But I really like this. I'm honestly excited by how much I have of it because I have been using this, but seriously just a pump, and it's a very small pump. So I recommend that. And that wraps up my February favorites. Comment below what your favorite beauty products have been this month. I'm really curious to see what everyone's been loving. If you enjoyed this video and want to see some more beauty content, I would love it if you would subscribe, and I will see you next time. Bye!